Hi everyone, I'm Tammy Master Birdie, best-selling author of the book The Universe is Talking to You. Tap into signs and synchronicity to reveal magical moments every day. How is everyone doing? I am back for my weekly spirit boost. It is once again Thursday and it is cold here in New Jersey. I'm literally sitting here with my Duraflame fireplace blowing on me, and my cup of tea. How is everyone doing? I'm excited this week to talk to you about a topic that has come up for me this week and that I taught about this week that I think will be relevant for almost everyone, really, including me. Okay. So yesterday, and then I'm going to give you an update on my taking time off. So yesterday, I actually taught I had a virtual speaking engagement with a corporate company, and I taught all about taming the chaos in life, taming stress, taming overwhelm. It was actually a group of accountants who, let's kid no one, is probably stressed and overwhelmed right now because we're moving into tax season, and I cannot even imagine. I have enough to deal with my own taxes. I can't even imagine working on everyone else's. So God bless the accountants this season. But so I was teaching them, and I was meditating in the morning. Beforehand I do my breathing and my meditation in the morning, and I this whole topic of like saving a bad day and shifting your energy was just kind of sort of floating through for me as something that I needed to pay attention to, but also I knew I was going to be talking about taming the chaos, shifting your energy. And I find that most of us sort of cycle through two different scenarios at different points in our life. So sometimes we'll wake up in the morning and gosh, like as soon as our consciousness, like it starts to wake up, we're like, oh God, I don't want to get out of bed. I'm already stressed and overwhelmed. I'm already dreading things. I'm already now, before my feet have hit the floor, not in a good mood, right? Like you ever just have those days? And then on the other side, sometimes we'll wake up and we're feeling pretty good. And I'm like, you know what, today's good, I'm excited, I'm whatever, or at least just that I'm feeling okay, you know? Life isn't as crazy right now, the chaos isn't that bad. And then something will happen, right? Someone will set us off. We'll wake up to text messages about somebody else having an emergency, or we wake up and our kids are, doing something that is chaotic and we're taking it in or aggravating us in some way. Or, a friend or a family member needs something. We get to work and things are blowing up, or all of a sudden you get all these things, that hit your desk. And so I think it happens in both of those scenarios. And what I have found is if you don't do something consciously, proactively, to shift yourself early on, when you first feel that dread and overwhelm, when you first get aggravated, when someone, sets you off in some way, if you don't catch it there, all of a sudden everything goes wrong. Everything goes wrong. The whole day is shot. You're miserable. Everybody's aggravating you. Everything you're doing, you just want to go back to sleep and get a do-over, and you spiral into like now the whole day is shot. Not always, but it happens like this. And so, and then if you remember, like, wait a minute, I can choose something else. I can do something to shift my energy. It's harder the longer you wait to do it, because now you're in it. Now you're literally living in that state. And it's harder to stop what you're doing and shift yourself. So I find that if you can shift yourself, and I'm going to give you just some quick and easy things to do, but if you can shift yourself earlier when you get aggravated or when you wake up feeling like that, it's easier to do. And it then will impact the rest of your day. So now you're not bringing that crappy energy into the rest of the day with you, right? You're sort of like stopping it in its tracks in a way. And so I was talking about this yesterday because I feel like with everything going on in the world today, with all of the stuff and social media, and I always say, like, we know what's going on a global scale. Like, we didn't have that when I was growing up, right? I didn't know, yeah, okay, there was the news and we heard about things and there was the newspapers, but it just wasn't as accessible as it all is today. And so much is affecting our energy, affecting our vibrations, and affecting our mood. And we have to be the ones to be responsible for ourselves in shifting that energy, because we don't have to allow it to suck the day down, or worse, the days or the week or whatever. And so what I find is doing these short little things, and I'll give you some examples, can help you save yourself and shift yourself. And as soon as you find yourself like being affected, or as soon as you find yourself feeling aggravated, angry, overwhelmed, just anything that is not good, right? Anything that is not like at least content, or at least like, you know, you don't have to be exorbitantly happy, but at least feeling good. We need to work on it, right? We need to work on it. And so I always say to people, just stop what you're doing. I know you don't want to. I know you're busy, especially when we're at work, right? Or we're in the middle of something and we don't want to stop what we're doing. But if you can stop what you're doing shortly for a small amount of time, 60 seconds to 3 minutes is what I tell people. Try and shift your energy. Then go back to what you were doing. Even if you have to do that several times throughout the day, you catch yourself, you shift yourself. You catch yourself, you shift yourself. By the end of that day, you are going to feel better than had you not done it. I promise you, because I've seen it myself. I do this myself. And I forget to do this myself, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And then I go back to it. So the easiest ways to do this is, you notice that you're not feeling good. You notice that you're angry, that somebody aggravated you, that you're feeling stressed, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling chaotic, you're feeling upset. Okay, I don't want to feel like this the rest of the day. Because not only does it stink to feel like that, right? But now you've lowered your vibration. And you're just going to attract a whole bunch of stuff you don't want. You guys, I have seen this in my own life day to day. As my mood changes, things around me change. My attraction point changes. What's happening in my business changes. It changes. And if you start becoming more aware of it, you will realize how important what I'm saying is. Okay? So the easiest thing to do is notice, okay, I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling happy or content, or I'm feeling angry, upset, whatever. And stop and say, okay, what am I thinking about? What am I saying to myself? What thoughts do I have in my head? What's going on? Let me stop this. Let me stop this. I need to shift my energy. The easiest way to do it is to literally reach for a better thought. Intentionally. And the easiest thing to do is to think of something that you're grateful for in that moment. Anything. Like, I'm grateful that it didn't, that my neighbor helped me shovel my walkway. I'm just thinking about it because we had snow here. I'm grateful that my friend called me today and made me feel better. I'm grateful that I'm getting paid this Friday. Whatever it might be, just find something and sit there for a second and say, oh my gosh, there are things going on that are good that I can choose to focus on so that I feel better, right? That's the easiest thing to do. Also, what I tell people is, usually when you're not feeling good, usually when you get aggravated and something happens, or you get upset, or you get angry, or you get sad, whatever it is, oh, I'm glad I'm in your head, Dawn. That's so funny. Usually when that happens, we're not in the present moment, right? We're not in the present moment. If we are upset about something, angry about something, afraid and anxious about something, stressed about something, 9.9 times out of 10, we are thinking about something in the past that we should have done, could have done, should have said, whatever it might be, something that happened in the past, whoever just aggravated me and what they did, right? We're thinking about something in the past, or we're worrying and projecting about something in the future, thinking about all the things we have to do, thinking about worrying about what the outcome of something is going to be. If we are not feeling good, I'm telling you, you're in the past or you're in the future. Almost always. Almost always. And so what you need to do is bring yourself back to the present moment. The gratitude will stop the train of thoughts and bring you back to the present moment. Or you just close your eyes, 60 seconds, you guys, close your eyes and repeat some type of a mantra to bring yourself back. You can repeat the word release. You can repeat any word that feels good to you for 60 seconds. That's all you need to do, 60 seconds to shift your energy. Another thing you can do is when you breathe in, you can follow your own breath if you don't want to do a mantra. And what I like to do sometimes is I want to bring myself back to the present. So I'm going to breathe in and say to myself the word here. Breathe out and say to myself the word now. Here, now. Here, now. Brings me back. So just doing that, and then if you want to throw the gratitude in there on top of it, can shift your energy. And I'm telling you, there are going to be days where you will have to do it multiple times, because that's just what happens sometimes. We just get caught up sometimes in things. And we get set off, and then we got to bring ourselves back. We have to bring ourselves back. And sometimes it's harder than others. Sometimes you will shift your energy, and then for the rest of the day, you're feeling good. And you're like, man, thank God I did that. But the key here is to do it as soon as you notice yourself feeling off. If you wake up in the morning overwhelmed and stressed, stop before you get out of bed. Stop before you even get out of the bed. I'm just looking. Yes, you have to stop before you even get out of bed and say to yourself, let me just think of things that I'm grateful for right now that make me feel a little bit better. I'm gonna do my 60-second, mini meditation to tame some of this, bring myself back to the present moment, reset myself. You need to do it earlier, because otherwise you will spiral. Things will pile up on top of one another. My husband always says things like, if he's having one of those days where it's just everything seems to be going wrong, he'll be like, everything I touch turns to crap. Like, I don't understand what's happening. Like, what is going on? And I'm like, stop where you are. Stop where you are and shift your energy before you go on to the next thing. Because you're carrying that with you. You're carrying that vibration with you. And now everything's just going to spiral. And now you might as well just hit do-over, you know what I mean? And wait for the next day. And you don't want to have to do that. So that's sort of, I think, the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about today. Because it's something that came up, in my own life. And then I was teaching yesterday as part of this speaking engagement that I had, this virtual speaking engagement. And again, I was talking to a bunch of accountants who were going into tax season, and they definitely need to tame some of their chaos, when they're working, 12 or however many hour days. So I just wanted to share that with you, because you don't have to wait to go to sleep and wake up the next day to feel better, right? You don't have to do that. You can actually stop yourself and shift your energy and feel better now instead of waiting, and stop that spiral and stop that bad day and stop that racing train of thoughts that's just digging you deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. So hopefully that makes sense. Dawn's saying, I'm learning to also look at things that make me happy. Yes, and focus on them. Smell something like your favorite essential oil. Absolutely. You need to stop the train of thoughts, stop the worry, get out of the past, get out of the future, and into the present. Listen, I have a grounding essential oil literally on my desk that I use throughout the day. Not a sponsor or anything or whatever. This isn't an ad, but it's Doterra Balance, which is it's a grounding blend. And literally, sometimes I'll just sit and breathe it in. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. And then and then it literally relaxes my whole body, right? I also have a Selenite wand on my desk, and sometimes I will just wand myself to clear my energy. This is like a long skinny wand that I have on my desk, and I'll just literally wand myself to clear my energy. Sometimes I'll just sit with it in my lap. So I have tools around me all of the time, and we have to just remember to use them. We have to. Oh, Serenity is a favorite too. Oh, you like Doterra Balance? Yes, I love it. I don't think I've tried the Serenity. I have to try that now. So those are some of my tips for you for this week. That I think it's very easy to do. Everybody has 60 seconds, but we have to grab ourselves and force ourselves to do it early on before, crazy piles on top of crazy and chaos and blah, blah, blah. And now I'm so buried, I don't want to do anything, right? No, you want to shift yourself as soon as you notice it. So that's the biggest thing. The other thing I want to share with you guys is, if you've missed some of my other weekly spirit boosts starting in January, I was talking about how, my focus is on self-care this year, on surrendering a little bit more, on taking time off, and not working weekends. And I have been doing it. So some of you have messaged me on Instagram and on Facebook, and you're like, I hope you're doing it. I hope you're taking the time off. Yes, I have not worked on weekends. And I have to tell you, sometimes it's hard. Like, for example, this past Sunday, I was on my computer because I was ordering like pet food from Chewy or something, right? So like I was doing, I wasn't doing work, but and this is my biggest problem is when I'm on my computer, I have to shut my email down on a weekend because I saw emails coming through and I was like, like I just want to answer, and then I found myself answering them and I'm like, Tammy, shut it down, like get off of it. It can wait, right? It's not a big deal. And it is hard because I'm in the middle of running my summit, my Living an Elevated Existence Summit, which is free. Link is in the, I believe I have it in Facebook right here. Otherwise, you just go to Elevated Existence Summit. You can sign up for free. It runs through April. But I had a free replay weekend last weekend, so there was a couple of issues I did have to address. Other than that, I've been really good at not doing it and trying to do other things. I shared on, I think, Facebook and Instagram stories. I was sharing about how I organized a whole closet because I learned years ago that literally clutter attracts negative energy. So you don't want pockets of negative energy in your house. And I have this one closet I sort of use like as a pantry, not really food, but just like kitchen stuff. And since I haven't cleaned it out since we moved in this house like 4 years ago or something like that, and it was bad. So I was like, I need to dedicate time to this. So I did that, and that like felt really good. And then I was looking at it, and I'm like, even my husband opened it. He's like, thank you so much for cleaning that. It looked, it's so, the energy is just so much better when you open the door. And I've been, just baking, and I've been so into fiction books lately. Cause I told you guys I've been watching, or I read a lot of spiritual and self-help books and business books, and I love it. I've always been a reader, but I hadn't been reading a lot of fiction, like just for fun. And I love to read ever since I was a little kid. Like Barnes and Noble was my toy store. I've always loved to read mysteries and fiction. And I still remember years ago laying on my couch and my mother was cooking dinner and I was reading Charlotte's Web as a kid. And I was like so sucked into it. And so I've been doing a lot more of that. So I read Midnight Library, which was great, which does have a spiritual spin to it. And that was really, really good. And then I read another one. I can't think of the name of it. My friend Amy told me about. And so I'm getting more into that and just going back to some of these mysteries, and like it just feels so good to be reading something and can't wait till I get back to it to see what's going on or what's happening. So finding things that bring you joy is super important. And that's something that I'm sort of rediscovering and excited about because it's a different vibe. Like reading self-help and spiritual is more like, left brain, and I'm thinking and I'm processing and I'm thinking, how can I take this and change it and help other people with it and help myself with it and create something around it and whatever. But reading the other stuff is it's just about me enjoying myself and having fun. So that is cool. So that's something that I've been doing. So thank you for those of you who have reached out. and said, I hope that you're taking the time. I have been taking the time. I have not been working. It is not always easy, but I find myself on a Friday saying, like, nope, I'm moving this to Monday. Like, I'm not, I used to just be like, oh, well, I can just get this done real quick in a couple hours on a Saturday. Nope, moving it to Monday. So that has been good. That has been good. And if you missed all of that and everything that I shared about that, you can go back into other weekly spirit boosts, either on Facebook or the Instagram feed, or also YouTube. I have a whole playlist of weekly spirit boosts that you can go back and watch all of them, because I started these last year. Oh, Nancy, I've been wanting to read something besides spiritual and self-help books. Good. Yes. No, I'm telling you, I read, like I said, Midnight Library does have a spiritual spin to it, but it was very good. And it was still fiction. And then, I'm going to try and find, my friend Amy had told me about, this book. Oh gosh, what was it that I bought? I have to look. I can't find it, but it was really, really good. That was another one. And I just bought another one called like Palm Beach or something like that. That's like a mystery. So I get them on my Kindle, and then I find myself like reading them at night or reading them when I get a chance. So, yeah, definitely get back to that, Nancy. And get back to that, Dawn, as well. Oh, you want to get back to reading my book? Yay! Yes, fiction books is awesome. They really are. I'm having fun with it. And like I said, I've just always purely loved it. And that's the thing. Sometimes we need to make time for things that just make us happy, that used to make us happy as a kid, that we're not doing anymore. Just to make us feel good. We need that. We need that as part of our lives. And listen, I'm still reading self-help and spiritual. I have not given that up. I am just now making time for some other stuff. So thank you all for joining me here again today. And I wanted to share that shifting your energy thing. Try that. Report back to me. Let me know how it goes. It really is super important. I am on BookBub, Dawn. Yes, I do. I always get, that's why I just bought something, I think it was from them, called Palm Beach. I think. That they were saying is like a must-read book or something like that. I always find good books from them, from BookBub. Yeah, and that's free. You guys can sign up, anybody who's like a book lover. It's BookBub, BookBub. And you get a lot of deals. Like, they'll send you deals on like things that are on sale, or like $1.99 on Kindle and stuff like that. Oh, good, Carla. I'm glad you came here to get off of the negative streak. Yes. Oh, you're welcome, Dawn. Oh, you went nuts last night with free books. I didn't even see the free books. Now I have to go into my email and check that out. Yeah, they really have good deals, you guys. If you're any book lovers, whether it's spiritual, self-help, fiction, mystery, autobiography, whatever, they send out emails with really great deals on Kindle books, like crazy. 99 cents, $1.99. I think the one I bought yesterday was like $5.99, something like that. Anyway, I digress. So thank you guys for being here with me again today. I hope that you will try something that I shared here about shifting your energy and taming some of that, and not allowing, a bad moment to become a bad day, a bad week, etc. We can shift it. We just have to literally stop ourselves in the moment, get conscious, and do something to shift it, and we can do it. Oh, okay, great. Thank you, Dawn. So thank you for being here, and I will see you guys back here again next week. The summit is still going on. Again, ElevatedExistenceSummit.com. We were supposed to have Lynn Brody today, but she had an emergency, so we are rescheduling her. But it's still happening, and we just had a free replay weekend last weekend. You have a wonderful day too as well, Nancy, and I will see you all soon. Have a great day and weekend, because we're always headed into the weekend when I do my weekly spirit boost. So do something fun for yourself. Make sure you shift your energy. Keep yourself elevated, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.